Hi guys! Welcome back to another video. For today's video, we are going to be doing a number generator picks how many hours I read for this week. This should be fun. I have some other stuff that I need to get done this week. Hopefully we have time to read and take some time to relax and get through some books this week. So I've made a little small TBR for this video. A lot of these books, well, a lot. There's 3. Here is my little TBR. We have Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, which I am over halfway. I'm on page 196. I was reading this, started yesterday. It's very good, very cute so far. So I'm excited to keep reading this. And then the next 2 have been on my physical TBR for a very long time, over maybe almost 2 years. So this is also like a getting through my TBR video. We have Vicious by V.E. Schwab. It is a shock and surprise that I have not read this yet. I love V.E. Schwab. I read the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy and then the sequel that came out recently. This year? Last year? Soon. Recently. And I really enjoyed those books. They're really fun. It's a fun adventure and fantasy. I love the more high fantasy where you really get into it. I know I'm really gonna like Vicious. I've just had it sitting for so long where I've just kept putting it off. I really want to try to get to it. So I'm excited for this one. I don't know a lot about it. So we have 2 roommates, Victor and Eli, who started out as college roommates, brilliant, arrogant, lonely boys who realized the same sharpness and ambition in each other. In their senior year, they shared research interest in adrenaline, near-death experiences, and seemingly supernatural events, reveals an intriguing possibility that under the right conditions, someone could develop extraordinary abilities. But when their thesis moves from the academic to the experimental, things go horribly wrong. I'm very excited. I feel like everybody has read this book. I need to read it. I'm so excited. So this is my second book on my TBR. And then the last book we have also it's shocking that I have not read this. We have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, which is about Pip, who's a reporter in high school, I think, who's reopening this closed case that happened in her town about a murder. I had read a little bit of this before, but that was so long ago and I don't remember just about anything. But I know people rave about this series, so I am really excited to get into this. So that's my 3rd book on my TBR. The way I totally forgot that I'm in the middle of this book, I'm in the middle of Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. So I'm gonna add this to the list. I keep forgetting that I'm reading it. I'm on page 182. It's so slow going just because there's 3 characters in it so far who are interacting, and I really like different character interactions. I think that's a fun part of the story, but it's about a thief named Sanchia who is going on this heist to steal this magical artifact object. It takes place in Foundry Side. Basically, the magic system involves these different scribed art objects that the scrivings make the objects think that there's something else or that something else is happening to them. Things could fall more slowly because the scrivings are tricking the objects into thinking that they're doing different things. So that's kind of how the magic system works. And then Sanchia has her own unique ability that is kind of helping her steal this object. I'm adding this to the TBR. With that, we will get into the video. It is currently Thursday. What we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do 1 through 5 hours, since I do have other things that I also need to do. But I think 5 is reasonable for the first day, up to 5. So I've entered them here. We're gonna spin to find out. Okay, what do we have? This is good. This is good. First day. Not what I was expecting. So we got 5, but that's okay. I'm gonna keep reading Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. I've been physically reading it. Sometimes I like to listen to audiobooks. I think I'm going to keep reading it physically. It is young adult, so it kind of goes by pretty fast. So I'm excited to keep reading this. So I will update you as the time goes on. These 5 hours. Woo! It's a bit later in the day now, and I'm about just an hour in. I'm on page 241 of Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and things are ramping up a little bit. Feelings are being realized finally. Really took long enough. There's still some scheming going on between Wes and Liz. Prom is soon. Don't know how soon, but it's soon. Things are amping up a little bit. But I'm gonna keep reading. We're gonna see if these newfound feelings are actually gonna work. If she can get her stuff together and make it work. Liz is she's so delusional, but she's also just so dumb. She's so dumb. She's so dumb. It's only been like another 30 minutes, but things are happening. Things are happening. Interestingly, like, tragic kind of event just happened. Not really, but sure. And then she did something. I haven't read any further than like the line of where it said for what's gonna happen next, but thought I should update. I don't know if I really like Liz's point of view, how she's so set on like everything needs to be perfect and everything needs to be like a fairy tale, and I need to have my happily ever after, and prom needs to be perfect, and all of these different things. I'm sorry, I don't like it. Maybe it's because I don't fully see her like level of delusion, which is very high. And it's like we're all a little delusional, like sure, but this girl is like kind of crazy. Like she's up there. She also like is the type of person who like will switch her like way of thinking every 2 seconds. And then she's like, this is how I've thought all of my life, and this is just it feels so right. And now I'm like jealous, and now I hate this, but I love this. And I'm like, girl, like, it's like she gets on my nerves. Like, I guess good for her living in her own little fantasy world. So we'll see how things go, because the thing just happened. So we have 3 hours and 25 minutes left, and I'm on page 260. We're at 2 hours and 50 minutes left, and we've hit like I guess you could consider it like the third act conflict. Maybe it hasn't ramped up to its full conflict potential yet, but things happened. I don't know if we're supposed to feel bad for Liz, but Joss, her best friend, is completely right. I am not team Liz. I don't like her. She's so whiny, and I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. Joss gave her a whole like speech about everything, and she hit the nail on the head on that one. Every single thing she said was like, I was like, yep, sounds about right. Like, I'm with you, not with Liz. Like, I love Wes. I just don't know if I'm gonna give this book a high rating just because of how Liz acts. Call me a hater, but I'm hating. I finished it. It was cute. The ending was cute. The ending made me like the book better than I was liking it during the last update. Finished Better Than the Movies. I have 45 minutes left. I'm not really itching to start another book, but I will for the sake of the challenge. The other books that I had on the TBR right? We're Foundry Side, Good Girls Guide to Murder, and Vicious. I think I'm gonna keep reading a little bit more of Foundry Side just because I'm already into the book, so I don't have to start over a new like whole plot and everything. I'm gonna keep reading this. It's the next day, and last night, in the last, like, I think I had like 40 minutes left, I read around like 30 pages in Foundry Side, and I like it so far. It's amping up a little bit, so we're getting more than we have been. The plot is finally like picking up a little bit, which is good. I'm probably gonna keep reading this with whatever time I have today, but I finished Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, and I think I'm giving it like a 4.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. There was parts that I didn't like that I expressed yesterday, but I think that the end definitely like made up for the third act conflict type of the part that I didn't like at the end. I liked how everything was resolved, and there was some character growth. Liz made some choices that I did approve of after the many that I did not approve of. Wes was the best part of this book. Sorry, hate to say it, but it's true. He was just about the only good part of this book. I liked the other characters, excluding Liz. I think the other characters had some good scenes. They were able to talk some sense into Liz, which was a good thing. Yeah, I love Wes. He's so cute and fun. 4.5 out of 5. I have the wheel. We are going to spin the wheel to see how many hours I'm reading today on Friday. Four. Fun. So we got 4 hours for today. I think I'm gonna keep reading Foundry Side. I'm listening to it but like the pages are they're so dense. Like the text is really small and the pages are just like so long. I'm listening to it on a fairly fast speed. Hopefully we can get like a good chunk of this done. I'm going to keep reading. Hi guys, it's currently 10:26 and I have 1 hour and 5 minutes left. I'm on page 390, chapter 31 of Foundry Side. Things are amping up. Things are getting interesting, which is kind of crazy. Maybe this is just like you're getting into a new world with a new like magic system and everything. The beginning is slower than the rest of the book, but I definitely feel that because things are picking up. We don't have that much left. I don't know how much I can like say about the plot of this book. Basically I think I've explained some of it before, but there's like Sanchia, who's the thief who went to steal a magical artifact on the docks in Tavan, and she's from Foundry Side, which is, as you can see, which is like the poor district, the district that's like put down, and that the like rich people who use like the scrivings in their everyday life like don't care about. It's about people wanting to kill other people, like everyone's hunting each other because of and that was set off by this object being stolen. So there are people who are after Sanchia. Sanchia has this artifact, but she has this artifact which is a key, and it's this magical key that can do something that no other scrivings that are around can do. She also has a plate in her head that was implanted in her. When she touches something, like let's say she touches a wall, she would sense and like feel what the wall is and like all of the different things, features in the wall, and like who's been around it, or like if it's a house, like who's in the house, like where certain doors are, what stuff like that. She can sense it. But basically she has this key that is a sentient key and that can open anything that it goes into, like any lock. There's also another character named Gregor, which whenever I hear the name Gregor, I think of the main character in The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka, which is not really what I want to be thinking of every single time the name Gregor is mentioned, which is a lot. So there's these 4 like big merchant houses, and they all have like their own area, like Campos, that has like a foundry, and the merchant houses are the ones who they're like the rich people who have the scribe devices. But Gregor is a part of, I think he's a part of one of the merchant houses, and then you have 2 other mainish characters that you get like halfway through. Like I'm telling you, there's only like 3 characters for the first like a lot of the book. You have Orso. He worked for one of the merchant houses. It's very political. Basically, you have Orso, who's like he's like an engineer of like making scribed things. And then you have Berenice, who's his fabricator. There's more heists. Take down the system that is bad. This is an awful, absolutely awful disservice explanation to this book. If you want to read it, just look up a good explanation, because the back of the book is gonna tell you like what happens in the first 10 pages, and I don't want to spoil anything because it is like a really dense book. It's like almost a 500 page book. Basically, there's a lot of complex characters, complex magic system, politics, houses, power differences, heists. I like it so far. I didn't know how I was feeling about it like towards the beginning, but it's really picking up. And I think it's a part of a trilogy. That'll be exciting, and I definitely want to read the next couple books. Hopefully the ending is good. But I have like an hour left. I'm gonna keep reading it. Okay, it's the next day. It is Saturday, and it's already 6 p.m., but we are going to spin the wheel for today. Okay, I took 5 off. It is already 6, and I don't want to spend, I don't know, it's a little much, so we're gonna see, but I took 5 off. We got 1 hour. I have about 40-ish pages left in Foundryside. I'm really excited so far. I like it. The big things are happening at the end, so I'm excited to see how this ends. I'm loving like the magic system and where the plot is going. I think how it's being developed and like how the characters are like interacting and how things are going it's catching my attention more than like the beginning part was. So I'm excited to finish this book. Let us set the timer for 1 hour, and we will get a reading. I finished it. I finished the book. I have 17 minutes left. Do I want to start another book? No. No, I do not. Am I going to? Yeah. I don't know what yet. I guess you'll find out. I'll get my full thoughts tomorrow. But the ending was kind of crazy. I don't think I'm smart enough to fully understand what just happened. That's the update for now. I'm gonna pick out another book to read. Today is Sunday, and last night I finished Foundryside. I started Vicious. Foundryside, I really liked it. I gave like an awful explanation of the plot the last couple updates. So let's try to go through this again, okay? Foundryside. I'm giving it I think 4.25 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it once it picked up. The plot was quite slow in the beginning, but it started picking up once we got more character development and more character interactions. And then halfway it started to pick up, and then the new heist plot began for the heist in the last part of the book. So the plot was more about taking down one of the big bad that's in the book. Different groups of people who are originally on different tiers of power start working together, and you get a lot more character development in backstory and the magic system, and how everyone is relating to these different scribings of this magic system. 4.25 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Definitely gonna read the next one. And then I started Vicious by V.E. Schwab, and I am 30 pages in. We're on chapter 4. I am excited to keep going with this. Right now we are alternating between the present time with Victor and Sydney, this little girl, and then the 10 years ago time with Victor and Eli at school when they're seniors in college. Nothing big has really happened yet. We're kind of just setting things up. They had the first discussion of what their thesis project was gonna be. I'm excited to keep reading. And we are going to spin the wheel to see how much time we have today. So it's already 4 o'clock, so I'm gonna keep the 5 out of the wheel. So sorry. Maybe we'll add it back in tomorrow. Who knows? But we're gonna spin the wheel for Sunday. Nice. Okay, we got 3 hours for today. We are gonna start the timer and start reading Vicious. It's currently 10:17. I have 56 minutes left. I'm currently on chapter 32, page 150 of Vicious. And it is okay, I didn't really have a good idea of what it was gonna be in the first place, but it's not at all what I thought it was gonna be. I thought there was gonna be more, I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything. Some of the good parts in this book, short chapters. The chapters are so short and it's so nice. It's refreshing. I mean, I'm listening to it anyway, but even so, it's very nice. Basically, Victor and Eli are on this quest to find out more about these extraordinary people, EOs. Eli realizes that in order to do that, they need a near-death experience to make that happen. As one might expect, chaos ensues. They kind of go through some of the different ones that the characters have. I don't know, I don't want to give anything away. And one of them has the same not the same, but similar powers to the main guy from Pushing Daisies, the show. Shout out Lake. I will keep watching it eventually. I'll get there. I'll keep watching it. But yeah, similar ability, magical ability. This is not at all what I was expecting. Things are a lot more dark and depressing, which, okay, there are skulls and bones on the front of the book, so I probably should have expected it to be really dark and depressing. It's dark in a fun way, in a I'm really scared for you way. It's a bit concerning. It's actually really concerning. We're in Victor's perspective, especially in the 10 years ago timeline. Victor's perspective of what he thinks of the situations, especially before and after his little transformation, and it's concerning. It's wildly concerning. Everybody is morally gray. There's nobody who's yes, I agree with you on every single thing. No, they're all deeply concerning. They are villains. I think we're gonna explore more of the deep hatred that these characters now have for each other in the current timeline. And I'm excited to see the full fleshed out reasoning behind that. I have 44 minutes left. It is a couple days later. I have not read for the last couple days, so did not do the wheel challenge. It's okay. It's Thursday now. We are going to try again. This is gonna be our last day of reading. I'm currently on page 199 of Vicious, and it looks like we're about halfway through. We are going to spin the wheel. Hopefully it's not too many hours. We'll find out. And yeah, continue reading Vicious. We have the wheel and we will spin. We got 1 hour. Nice. Nice. That is good. It's good with me. We are going to start the timer and continue reading Vicious. Last night was the last day of our challenge. We read for 1 hour and I got to page 246 of Vicious. It's getting good so far. I like it. I'm enjoying it. We're getting more point of views in the present timeline, which is fun. So now we're getting to see different perspectives other than just Victor's perspective, which is interesting. We're in the second part. I have no idea how that there's a sequel, Vengeful, and I don't understand how there can be a sequel. I feel like the plot in this book seems like it's gonna wrap up just with the events of the book being 10 years ago, and then in current timeline it seems like things are gonna wrap up, but we'll see. I'm gonna keep reading this through the next couple days until I finish it. But yeah, so I don't have a final rating on this, but I'm enjoying it. For the other 2 books that we read during this challenge, we read Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter, which I gave a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I really liked the character of Wes, the neighbor. He's so cute and so fun and goofy and really picks up for the slack that Liz is giving. Because she was not my favorite. I like where the story went. It was a very cute high school rom-com prom storyline, which is adorable. It gets into more serious topics with what happened in Liz's family. Yeah, it's overall, if you like rom-coms, I think you would like this book. 4.5. And then we finished Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. Just to recap, the beginning part of the plot was very slow, but it really picked up as you got more characters introduced. The first part is definitely more of a character study. Sanchia, the thief, who discovers this magical artifact that takes her to new places and takes her to encounter new people. Not always for the better. Most of the people are after to kill her. It's a fun heist, detailed plot, new politics and magic machineries and objects and things like that. Very good fantasy book, and I'm sure the next one will pick up right where we left off in the midst of getting ready for more chaos. So, Foundryside, I'm giving 4.25 out of 5 stars. The other book on the TBR for this video was A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I did not end up reading this book. I do plan on reading it soon. It's a YA mystery. I'm excited to read it, but it just was not finished in this video. But stay tuned for some other video where this will probably be read. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, comment down below if you've read any of these books, or if you've heard any good things about these books or if you have any good recommendations for similar books along these lines. But I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!